Good morning. Good morning. What up? What up? What up? Good morning, family. Welcome to the Afro Latina Show. I am your host, Alicia Anabel Santos, La Diosa Dominicana, La Santera. Welcome to episode 316, What Rises. And so today is just a day to move with whatever it is that's rising, whatever that means for us. What's rising for you today? What are you waking up feeling? What's rising for me is this need to slow down, get quiet, get still, be with everything that I'm feeling, process my pain. I've been thinking about grief, the stages of grief. And I'm watching myself living in a moment, trying to be present, right? Trying to live life, trying to work, trying to take care of my partner, my daughter, my family, the women that I support, the writers that I support, the jobs that I have, and trying to practice self-care, like trying to find this balance. And if I'm being honest, what's rising for me is that there are moments where I don't feel clear because I'm in my grief. Right now, I'm feeling it. I didn't see it, right? Because when you're going through a thing, when you're going through something traumatic, you are where you are. Like whatever you're feeling, whether it's anger, whether it's depression, whether it's bargaining, whether it's acceptance. There's a fifth one, but I can't remember. It's okay to allow what rises to come to the surface. I think where it gets dangerous is when we try to push it down and suppress it, and push it down and push it down and push it down, and pretend like it doesn't exist, like it's not happening, like we're not going through something. We're moving through the motions and we're putting on our mask and we're going to work and we're not really dealing with what it is that we're carrying and holding on to. I think that that's where it gets dangerous. One of the things that I was thinking about this morning was this idea of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, meaning that there's a traumatic event that you carry well after the event has happened. And then there are certain things that can trigger that feeling and bring up that experience again. And for some of us, it can be incredibly paralyzing. I'm thinking about myself. November 4th, 2003. November 4th, 2003 was a November day, like any November day, chilly, gloomy, cold. And it was business as usual. I was working at Condé Nast, corporate America. So you know the drill. It's like go, 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 go. It's at that pace. And I was doing what I do, scheduling appointments, doing expense reports, I'm working on Excel spreadsheets, whatever was required in there doing my job. Because I was an executive assistant to a vice president and also an executive director, it was my job to make sure that they were heading to their appointments on time. I managed their calendars. And so this particular day, I was buzzing my boss to let him know that it was time for him to head out, that I had ordered his limo and his car would be there waiting and he needed to head out to this meeting. And I was buzzing his office, and he wasn't there. So I assumed that, cool, he went, he's gone. His office door was closed. So I remember getting up and knocking on the door just to check to make sure that he was gone. And I knock and no answer. I knock again. I'm like, KB, are you there? No answer. And I go to my desk and I get the spare key to his office and I unlock it. And when I unlock the door and I open it, I see him in his office with his head down on his arms, like, it looked like he was taking a nap. And I walk over to him and I'm like, KB, you have an appointment, wake up. And so I kind of nudged his shoulder a little bit and there was no movement. And then I touched his neck and his skin was cold. There was no pulse. And I remember running from the office to the CEO's office to let him know that KB wasn't breathing and that I didn't know what was wrong with him. And they came rushing, his manager and the CEO. And I think they were working on him, trying to give him, mouth to mouth and CPR. And I remember hiding under my desk, devastated, crying in disbelief. Like I didn't want to believe that he died. And when the EMS arrived and they came to take him away in the ambulance, I didn't want to see him being carted out. But the next day, I went into work. I went into work because I didn't want anyone to touch his things. I wanted to be the one. I was very protective of him and very territorial. I didn't want anyone to move his things. I didn't want anyone to touch his things. Because I was his assistant, I wanted to be the one. If there was anything that was going to be moved or packed, I wanted it to be me. But I went back into work and I didn't work that out. I didn't take the required time to be with that traumatic event. And so for a long time, triggers for me were even unlocking a door, turning a knob, afraid of what I would see on the other side. I needed to allow what happened to rise to the surface and deal with it in a healthy way, because then what followed was a lot of dysfunction, a lot of hurt, a lot of mistakes, a lot of me. I was drinking a lot then. I wasn't writing anymore, but I was drinking a lot. I was drinking every single day, because I was trying to numb this pain. And so today I know that I have to allow things to rise to the surface and I have to look at them and not suppress them. And so while I am moving through grief right now, I'm honoring that I am in a good place and that I have some tools to help me process my pain in ways that I didn't have in 2003. And so let's close our eyes and let's breathe And let's be with whatever is rising for us, whatever is happening in our lives. So breathe, inhale, open up your chest wide. Inhale. Inhale. Breathe normally. What have you been keeping down, keeping inside, pushing away, not allowing to rise to the surface? What have you been denying yourself from feeling or expressing? What is that? You can pause this meditation at any moment to cry, to write, to journal, to be with whatever it is that's rising. Allow it to come up. Breathe through it. What I have been holding down for so long is, what I have been keeping bottled up inside me is, what I have been holding on to is, what I have been denying myself and not allowing myself to feel is. The reason I keep it bottled up is what I wish would happen is what I need is it love? Is it compassion? Is it forgiveness? Is it understanding? Is it support? Is it a hug? Is it love? One person I can turn to who has always been there, who I could share my truth with and I know won't judge me is today I will take a step toward my healing by Today I will take a step toward my healing by acknowledging that I am in pain, I am suffering, I am grieving, and it's okay for me to allow whatever needs to rise to rise. And when you're ready, only when you're ready, come out of meditation. Some of us are not doing well. Some of us are not okay. But I do believe that we can be okay, that we can learn ways to recover from our pain, from our grief. We can find healthy ways to heal. And we can trust that what needs to rise won't break us. We've already been broken in many ways. What's rising just wants to come out, and it wants to leave us, and it doesn't serve us. I don't believe it serves us to keep it inside of our bodies because that feels horrible. My intention for today is to honor where I am and love on myself deeply. I wish that for me. I wish that for you. Family, I'm wishing you a beautiful day. If you like what you hear, subscribe, like, comment, share. Follow me on Instagram, Alicia La Santera, and I am Diosa Dominicana on Twitter and Tumblr. Shoot me an email. I would love to hear from you. info.aliciaanabel@gmail.com. Peace.